Here we are, second video on plants and animal responses with some real life examples. Here's some plants. So these plants grow up the wall by using positive sigmotropism. It's a growth response in a plant. They put out these tendrils and they put them out straight, and when they reach something that they touch, you can see here, they actually start to grow towards it. So they'll grow, and efficiently they grow closer to the thing that they're touching, and they end up with curling around things, and that gives them some strength and some structure, and they can grow upwards. So they want to get up towards the light, get more resources. So speaking of growing upwards, here's a bit over here. You can see this part here was growing out this way, and it's turned and is now growing straight up like this towards the light. And it does that because, or how it does it, is using a hormone called auxin. And what will have happened if the light was up here, it would have more auxin going to the underneath of that stem, and that makes those cells there grow longer, and if they're longer, then that will make it curve. So the ones on this side are shorter and that side are longer, and then it will turn around. Quite a magical system really. And same with the roots of plants. So underneath the soil in these plants, the roots are growing downwards. So remember, that's with gravity, so it's positive gravity or geotropism. And what else have we got we can show you? You could imagine that under some of these pots there might be some little slugs or slaters, and they'll be under there because they're trying to be where it is damp, and they're also away from predators. They don't want to be prey to a bird, and they might have got there by doing some turning, some clinokinesis perhaps. Also we can see these leaves here. These plants don't do it, but I'll use them as an example. So some plants can do fast responses called nastic responses. So if they get brushed or touched somewhere, doesn't matter where the direction comes from, they can do a response, like perhaps drop their leaves down. By moving the water in this little part here between the leaf and the stem, they can quite quickly go like that, and that might stop them being so obvious or getting eaten by a grazing herbivore that might want to come and do a bit of exploitation. Some flowers, I'll use the daisies for an example, will close up at night time. So they respond to the light, and when there's no light they will actually close their petals up, and then when it's daylight comes out again, they'll open up again, and that must be an advantage to them somehow. Maybe they can save energy or something if they're not open during the night time, or they're less likely to be perhaps eaten by something. What else have we got? We've got some flowers over here that are all flowering at the same time, and you might think, well, gosh, how is that? How does every one of those plants know to all flower now? And so they know that by using photoperiodism. So they can figure out how long the night is, and they synchronize their opening of their flowers all at the same time by using the length of the night. And so it's just recently the nights have got short enough, the critical day length as we call it, but the timing's done at night with phytochrome, and they've all opened up at the same time, which is good because it means that the bees will all come visit them at the same time, and the birds and the bees are also, it's springtime, and they are all coordinating themselves and getting lots of energy to feed their young. And in fact, usually in these big trees we can see some birds flying around eating some insects, and they will be wanting to coordinate with each other, members of the same species, to feed their young. They might also be calling out and making noises in order to guard the territory of their trees and defending themselves against other species and things like that. So you can go out about in your garden or on a walk and just notice examples of things that you see when you see the birds flying around and you see the cherry trees coming into blossom. Think about what sort of response it is. And remember, with our responses topic, we are trying to decide what the name of the response is that's being displayed, and then explaining how that works, and then you're going to say why it's an advantage. And these things are responses in animals because they are an advantage. Advantageous things tend to, those organisms survive better and pass on those genes to other species, offspring. And remember that the behaviours of animals and plants are all done because they're either trying to find or produce food, they're trying not to get eaten themselves, and they're trying to have offspring, because that is success in biological terms. And here is a spider, finding its way up the post. See, there's wonderful biology everywhere. Good luck. Bye.